Yes, good morning. My name is Professor Pierre Rene, publisher of the Martial Arts Warrior Online Magazine, the number one online martial arts magazine in the world. And on the other line, interviewing who's an old friend of mine, he's on the other line. I'm going to let him come out and share with the rest of the world who he is, his name, and who he is, and what he's all about. Sir, can you give us the honor?
I like the way you say old friend. Can you say new friend?
I should have said young friend. I'm sorry, my bad.
Oh, man. Well, of course you know. And my name is Jason Lau, and I am a Wing Chun Kung Fu teacher. And I've been teaching since 1969 in New York. And I guess it's how we met, Pierre.
Yes,
and we go back a long time ago, of the 70s, I would say.
yes, sir, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, our dojo, my dojo and your temple was like several blocks apart on Flatbush Avenue. Yeah.
Man, that was old time. Very good. It's so good to hear from you too. You know, I mean, after all that years.
Happy to hear from you too. We still here.
Thank God.
Still here. We're on top of it, beneath the ground.
The God don't want us. That's why.
Hey, speak for yourself. Oh, Sifu, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
How do I start it? I don't know. You know.
Oh, sir, you've done it all, and that's why you're having a problem. Well, can you share with the rest of the world, all the readers of the Martial Arts Warrior Online Magazine, some of your accomplishments?
How should I start it? Started back in '69, the day I arrived in U.S. Okay. Yeah.
Where are you from, Sifu?
I'm from Hong Kong, and I studied Wing Chun back then under Jiwon, and for a long time. And then when I arrived U.S., and it was a strange world to me. And I started teaching there as soon as I arrived, less than a month, and I was teaching in Chinatown for the Chinese community. And then, not long then, I wanted to practice English, so instead of teaching Chinese, I moved to Brooklyn, started teaching the Americans, so my aim to improve my English a little bit. And one thing and another, when I moved to Brooklyn, it's real nice. I start to got some good students, like one of my students that you know pretty well, Alan Goldberg.
Oh,
and was pretty at that time was pretty bad in New York, in Brooklyn, and a lot of crime, a lot of robbery, a lot of burglary. And so one thing led to another. We helped some neighbors, and then after that, and I think me and Alan got to get real more serious to help the neighbors. So we start to really do a number on the street to help out, catching all the burglary and hopefully to stop a lot of crimes on the street as much as we can. And it was very nice, and it helped us to train ourselves in a different way, which is, you can see the reality on the street at battle. You know that at the time.
yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I remember quite well. I think you guys had some sort of system set up, if I remember correctly, where some of the stores on Flatbush Avenue had these red lights or something to that nature, and when you guys were walking down the street, if you see the red light was on, that means that particular store might have been in trouble.
Wow, you still remember that, huh?
Yeah, so I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I remember at that time the largest owner of the store will call us before they even call the police. And sometimes even when they call the police, they will say take them about 15 minutes before they send a patrol car. So some of them even advise, oh, if you have clothes, why don't you just call Jason, and they will get scared and happy. And so that kept us busy for a while. And so most of our time at that time is all focusing on that. And I felt really good. I mean, at the end of the year and the New Year's, I always have a bunch of neighbors bringing presents to us, to thank us. And it was a really, it's not a present, it's just a thought, So I never forget, me and Alan have more enough to drink, more enough to eat. Yeah. So it was really fun, and we during that time we used to patrol the street real late at night, and then we get hungry, then we hit Chinatown, and Alan and a couple other students, and we go eat, and then come back and continue work till the night. And it was really nice, for that time, and I would say some people ask me, do you regret it, what you have done, and I said, no, I'm still enjoying it, and it's something I'll never forget. It's a great time. It's a great time.
Same here, Sifu. I remember it well, and may I also add, you was well respected, not just around the world, but well respected on Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn. Everyone know about the temple and the great Sifu Jason Lau.
No.
Speaking of which,
the greatest time that time was 1977, the blackout.
I remember it well. You were about a dojo with about 5,000 of your students. You were trying to make sure that the people would ride in and bring it into the stores. Yeah, that's a big thing that I don't forget. We have seen we have stopped so many crime, and there's a lot of citizen arrests, and it felt good. And they awarded us awards from the police station, and all that thing was great. Yeah, good stuff. Hey, Sifu, let me ask you another question. A lot of folks may not know. I know you made connections, or you was affiliated with a general.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. It was really a funny thing, and I left New York, came to Atlanta, and got in an accident of I think. Attack from some gang, and I did a number to them, and I didn't know I would catch attention from this person, Mitchell Livingston Bell, Lieutenant General IFA, and after the incident, I went back to New York, and after about, I'd say, a couple of weeks, and I received a letter for interview. And at that time, I have no idea who he is, and except the letter is quite long, and I had one of my students to read it for me, to translate it for me. And he said, wow, this is from Soldier of Fortune, and I said, what is Soldier of Fortune? Oh, it's in Georgia, in all the counter-terrorists, blah, blah, blah. Wow, that's very neat, And he said, offer you a job. Just come on for an interview first, and an interview passed, I will guarantee a very good job. And at that time, I was thinking I would like to have a little change because I've been to Georgia, and I really like the people here, and people are a lot friendlier, and people are just nice. And so I decided, well, this is I really want to work for that company, and he wanted me to be in charge of the martial art divisions of the counter-terrorists and handle all different things. And I took the offer. I came down, and I got the job. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, that was my highlight of my life. I really, see the world a little differently. And not long then, I become about a couple of months. I become his personal bodyguard, and in charge of security of his whole compound, and in Powder Spring, Georgia. And it was very interesting, and I got to teach a lot of special forces, SEAL members, and all the special agency, and it was really enjoyable. And until he passed away of a heart attack, and then I come back to the public again.
I hear you.
This is the little story about it.
Yeah, that's why I had decided, let me ask you about that so you can share that with the rest of the world and the readers, because I'm pretty sure that they don't know. But you just said something very interesting too. When you mentioned a compound, I was really impressed last year when I went down there to Georgia, and we went out all day. You've got a beautiful place talking about a compound, acres and acres of land, and just
my compound can never compare to the Virtual Bell compound. He's got like 66 acres. I'm just a little small area.
I wish I had a compound. Clearly. But it's seafood. And I'm saying that to lead into my next question. As large as the compound is, I can see it's very easy for you to do what I know you love, and that's making those movies. I know you've directed, you've choreographed, you did it all in terms of movies, martial arts movies. You're the man. Can you share with us a little bit about some of the movies that you might have made, and some of the people that you might have been affiliated with in making these movies?
Well, it's really a funny story. It's like I'll never want to be a movie star or anything like that. So we wanted to put together, and they needed some back in New York at the time. They needed some choreography of some movie. I forgot the name of it, and that's how it started. And I thought, very interesting. I like to do that. And I came to Atlanta, and I got a chance to do a little thing. I enjoy, I enjoy a challenge. A challenge is like they want to make a little choreography during the time, and happened I was at the right time, right spot. And I met Rene, and he's gave me a chance of doing some of his work. But it was like a friendly, basic thing, not nothing big. And I got to really enjoy it. Do a little bit here, a little bit there, and so after that, then I got to realize the process of making a movie. And I start, try to make a little movie on my own, produce myself, and I kind of enjoyed it, but it's a challenge. It's not being in the movie, it's doing the whole thing, write the script and make a storyboard. And after storyboard, then you get people together and get a little money together and make it. And for me, it's a big thing because I didn't go to school. But I enjoy the whole process making it. So I made my first low budget movie, and just to test myself. And with the budget so low that it's like $15,000 to make a movie called The Masters. And I didn't have no big stars in there. It's just the local people, and I made it. But the whole process is beautiful. Non-stop. I estimated 12 days of shooting, and a lot of people told me, said, "Well, you don't know. At first I make a movie, you probably need more time." But I end up exactly 12 days. I finished shooting the movie.
Wow!
And that was really a challenge, and I have everything estimated. To me, it's like a war game. Got to time everything right, got to prepare everything right. But the whole process is really nice. I mean, and I edited the whole thing, and I took it to Alan's event. Once they have the what they call a low budget film festival to see who have how we do it, and I came out really good. I came out the top of all three movies. But that just gives me a enjoyable of doing the movie, and I'm being really I don't want to be like, this is what I'm going to do. You know, I like to do a lot of things. My major thing I enjoy the most is teaching, and more than anything, you know, because the teaching to me is the student to me is like one big family, you know, and I have a very big family, and that's where I like it. And I don't want to do it just be for doing films, and unless, you know, unless, you know, if everything is it's right there the way I like it, you know. I don't want to do just, hey, let me get into the movie. For that, I like to do a movie that I made it myself. I write it myself, and it's more. I think it's more. You get more out of it, you know, because you start the whole thing yourself from the get go. You know, writing it, you know. I mean,
you know what it is, Sifu? You're so talented. So you can work in front of the camera as well as in back of the camera. You can write, you can act, you can choreograph. You're just one of those well-rounded, talented individuals. You know, thank God you are who you are, and that's you. You mentioned something about students. Let me ask you a question, because I know you've got tons and tons of students. What would you say to a person, a young guy perhaps, who's thinking about taking up the art of Wing Chun and pursuing the martial arts? What kind of recommendation would you say to that individual person?
Well, first of all, I will make sure the students themselves that they said they want it. Is that really coming from their heart, or just coming from accidentally, or just a momentum, you know, in that moment, you know, I mean, are they really serious want to be one? I think joining martial art is not like a couple of days, couple of weeks, or a couple of years. It's a long-term thing. You know, people always ask you, how good you want to be good? There's no limit. It's like how rich you want to be rich. You have no limit, you know. And I never like to guarantee people how many years you'll get black belts and all that, you know, and this is not what we're here for. I mean, I think joining martial art is more than just the belt thing. It's more important is, you know, how you enjoy doing that, and then are you making the progress that the system asking for? You know, it's not what you want. It's a process. And a lot of the time, young people don't have a lot of patience. Learning Wing Chun, you got to have patience. And, of course, there's a lot of different ways people teach Wing Chun. A lot of people teach Wing Chun for the look. It look like Wing Chun, but then you also got to have the detail essence of the Wing Chun. You know, so it's not, you can say it's very easy. If you like it, it's very easy. But if you don't like it, it's very hard, of course. If you're kind of in the middle, then you're really confusing, then might as well don't start, you know. And when you decide to start, like getting married, you know, you can't just say, let me see how it is, you know. Let me marry you for a couple of weeks. Let me try it, see where I like it. You know, it's nothing you try. Before you try, you think about, you know, the time that you waste, the money that you waste, you know. So there's nothing you try. The thing is, this is what I want, and just you need to go ahead and do it. No matter what you want to do in the world, not necessarily have to be martial art, but, you know, you have to put a long, you know, you got to invest a lot of time in there. You know, it's not 1 or 2 days, like, you know that, you know. I
agree with you totally. And like you were in the process of saying, and it's not just necessarily confined to just the martial arts. It's what you do or whatever it is that you pursue in life. You've got to be prepared to put in the time, the blood, sweat, and tears. Nothing gonna come easy. Nothing gonna come easy.
Exactly. That's why I like, you know, you asked me about the school. I love my school. It's not because the school is not, it's just the people around the school. So all my students are like I say, they're like my son and daughter. And, you know, and that's why sometimes you see me, why you build a school so many things and building so many things in the school? Because it's my home. It's a home of martial art, and I think it's for my students that, like my kids, you know, they have a better place to train, and they have a lot more freedom roaming around to do what they need to do and train what they need to train. And for them, some of them feel like this is their home. And some of them, it will be so many years, like 20 years. And I said, why don't you go out and open a school? I said, why do I have to open a school? I don't want to leave. I already have a good school here. I already have a big school here. Why do I have to open a school? You don't want to leave.
A beautiful place. Sir, where are you located at?
I'm at Atlanta, at the Vinings area, where close to Atlanta Road. We are like a small building, and
so are you there throughout the week, Monday through Sundays, or is there any particular hours if somebody wants to come out and kind of reach you?
Yeah. I'm like this. I only see. I don't let anyone to watch my class because I don't want my students to be interrupted.
Correct.
So we open Monday to Sunday, but not every day for the public. So if people want to join the school, they have to call and make an appointment for interview. And like I mentioned to you, my interview is very straight. I just want to make sure the interview is that I want to find out is the good candidate for our school, and is our school a good candidate for them. You know, sometimes people have a wrong idea. They come into school, I just want to work out. I just want to exercise. I said, well, you're going to go LA Fitness. You're in the wrong place. I like the people come in here if they know what they want and they already understand what they're going to get into.
Yes, sir.
I asked a lot of different questions. Like I would ask questions like, is your family or your wife will agree to what you're going to do a training? People normally ask me, why do you ask that? Because, sometimes my students like the school very much and they spend a lot of time with me, and they take the time away from their wife or their family. So this is why I always ask them, did you talk to your wife? Are they okay with you to do this? And before I will say I would take you or not take you. That's one of the questions.
May I ask you another question? Then after that, we're going to wrap up this interview. Is there a phone number that people can reach you at? Yeah.
They can call me at yeah.
The school number?
School number 770-433-0821.
Well, now you've got it, folks. I just step back and talk to the legend of the legends, the innovator, the creator, the martial art Wing Chun, Kung Fu master, grandmaster that I've known forever. Good friend. And with that being said, yes, sir. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up this live interview with my great friend, Wing Chun Grandmaster Sifu Jason Lau. And with that, and the people of the Martial Arts Warrior Online magazine, the #1 magazine in the world, mind you, this is Professor Pierre signing off saying, we'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.